this is how we made more than 1,000% profit on our Tesla trade that we initially got in on this day, April 26, when we analyzed the unusual option activity. And so in this video, we will follow up on our trade to show how we managed this trade based on the new data on the last trading day when we detected two unusual trades. We can see that Tesla is now trading above the price where it was at the beginning of the year. So many of our subscribers are asking us, is Tesla going to go even higher? So without further ado, let's dive into the data and also show how we are managing our trade. So if you've been following our channel for about 2 months, this video here that we published on April 26, right after Tesla reported earnings and went up, will Tesla go higher after earnings? Clearly it has gone much higher. And so if you missed this video, we'll put a link at the top. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on these very profitable opportunities. Because in this video on April 26, there were two unusual trades at the last 2 minutes. So based on those trades, we got into this exact trade. And that trade was this one right over here. These August options at the 250 strike calls and the 290 strike calls. And we are clearly in the money now because now Tesla is trading above the 250 strike price calls that we bought. Okay, and we spent $141 of debit per trade. So you can see on the profit loss graph here, currently profit of about $1,444 of profit per trade, which means if we calculate the profit percentage, 1,444 divided by the cost of 141 times 100 for percentage, you can see that we've made 1,024% profit. So if you are interested in our strategies, our analysis of the stocks that potential insiders are trading, then make sure to go to our website.
Visit www.unusualoption.com to join our membership and start your journey to a financial success with a partner you can trust.
We will also put a link at the top here where you can gain access to the stock picks that the wealthy investors are trading, and also our option strategies and how we manage our trades to reduce risk while increasing our profits. So how are we updating our trade now? Well, let's take a look at the new data because we are very data dependent. And so the way we trade depends on the data. And based on the last trading day, we can see here that there were two unusual trades happening. July 9th, we have these August 16 options. These were being traded at 213. And so you can see that this was another trade at the same time. So these August 16 options are actually being done by the same trader. Okay, you can see 32,000 contracts and 29,000 contracts. 225 strike calls and the 260 strike calls. And when we take a look at the August 16 options to find out more as to what this trader was doing, notice that the 225 strike calls over here has an open interest of 39,000. That is greater than the number of unusual options. So based on our analysis, they were closing out, taking profits and rolling. Okay, they were rolling to the 260s because you can see that the 260 strike price calls only has 16,000 open interest, which is less than the options being traded on July 9th. So these 260s are the opening trades where they were buying these call options to open. And by buying these to open, you can see that this is a bullish trade. Okay, you can see on the Greeks as well, we have a positive delta here. If it was a bearish trade, it would be a negative delta, but this is a positive delta where they are just buying and rolling their calls to a higher strike price. And when we take a look at the second unusual trade, notice same time they're being traded here, 231 and 231 here, 15-second mark. These are for the July 12 options, and this is for the July 19 options. 245 strike calls and the 275 strike calls. 30,000 and 27,000 contracts. So what are they doing here? You can see here, price 596 is the price that they paid for these. That's important. Why? Because that's the trade that we are going to open as well. Because when you take a look at the July 12s, we can see that the 245s are also closing out. You can see the open interest of 43,000, much greater than the number of options being traded. Okay, the volume here has reset because we are early morning the next day. But based on our analysis, we have already figured out that these are closing trades. Okay, so they close out of these and they roll to the next option week of July 19. And you can see these new options that they roll to at the 275 strike calls. We are also in the same position. We know these are opening trades and not the closing trades, because you can see the open interest is just 9,000. That is less than the 27,000. Okay, so they were buying it just like we were for 596 for each of these call options. And so when we analyze and get into this new trade, you can see this is also a bullish trade. But what we did was we rolled our option trade from the previous one over here. We simultaneously close out of this one to lock in profits and opened this new one here for the July 19s. And therefore, it is not a 596 debit for us because we closed out of a previous trade in order to make this trade in a strategy known as a rolling strategy. So we need to take into account our previous trade of $1,444 of profit per trade. And so we have a credit of 848. So as part of our rolling strategy, it is actually not a losing trade, because if we add that into our trade, the 848, we will not lose on this trade because we've locked in more profits than the cost of this new trade. And at the same time, we can continue to gain in profits. So this is how we are managing the trade based on the new data, which is still bullish, but we want to be cautious as we trade Tesla near earnings, since it is coming up. And so if you are interested in trades that have a higher chance of profit, because this trade is lower chance, then make sure to go to our website. We'll put a link at the top here. And if you missed out on our April 26th video on this day, make sure to watch it so you can learn how and why we got into this trade initially to make more than 1,000% profit on this trade now. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think Tesla will continue to move higher? As usual, please smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Take care and and have a great day.